All right, welcome back to the Live Learn podcast. I'm Jason Yarusi. This is the place you come to break the habits that no longer serve you so you can get the life you truly desire. So if I was to say that small micro habits, small micro wins are the transformations that, when done consistently, create the massive goals that you see as the outcome. Today, we're talking about micro wins, why micro wins are more powerful than big goals. And if you look at this, the first piece is that micro wins, they build confidence. So many times we lack the confidence, we lack the guts, we lack the will to go forward because we're nervous, right? What if we fail? What if we can't do it? What if it just doesn't work, right? And so we think of the action, we think of all the plans, we put together the process, we read all the books, we listen to all the podcasts, we go and search it out, we ask for advice. And here we are on the outset of ever getting started, but we never commit because we're so worried about not accomplishing the big goal. Well, what small wins they do is that it casts the vote for your future identity because you take a step today. I've talked so much is that, our goals, it's not like we're jumping off a 10-story building. What we're really doing is that we're taking the first step and it's like off a curb. But in our mind, we're taking such a big risk. We're taking such a big chance on us that it's like we're diving out of a plane without the parachute, right? And I mean, think about it. Think about how many times you've not done something because of the risk of failing. But all you could ever do is just try, right? But we don't want to look silly. We don't want to look stupid. We don't want to, we don't want to not actually do it. Do it well, do it right. And we don't want to fall on our face. But when you start to take one step, the person who loses 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, it's not that they went out there and massively in a week lost 30, 40, and 50 pounds. It's that they took one step today, and tomorrow they took a couple more steps. And the next day took a couple more steps, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And consistently over time, those micro wins, they build confidence, right? You didn't feel silly going into the gym. You didn't feel like you were misplaced or out of place. And this goes with everything in your life, from you building a financial fortress around yourself, for you getting into shape, for you building a business, putting in the steps, putting the work. It gives you confidence because you learn from the actions. You learn from the response to your actions. We want to have all the answers, and I get it, right? We want to know it all, but we never will. We're never going to be on the other side of having all the information or all the data sets. We're going to need to put in the work to learn what works and what doesn't work, and then react accordingly. And micro wins, this is where we build discipline. Getting up each and every day and doing what you need to do to be successful, it builds discipline in you and in your life, and it grows through this repetition. So often we want the discipline, but we understand that the discipline is earned. Discipline is not given. You don't say, I'm just going to start working out now because I feel disciplined. No, you start to do the workout when you don't feel like, when you don't want to, when you're not ready. You go and make the sales calls when you're groggy, when you're tired, when you've had 150 people say no in a row. You still do it. You put the discipline into the work, into the process. It's not about having the goal in front of you at all times and saying, yeah, I'm either here or there. It's building the actions that give you the discipline to be ready to perform when the opportunity comes. Putting in the work, it's what compounds, right? And that's the next piece. Your actions will compound day in and day out. 1% of growth each and every day sounds minimal, sounds small, sounds really almost not worth it. And if you think, well, if I did 1% growth each and every day on top of each and every day, then my overall growth would only be 365%. But that's where you're wrong. When you compound your growth, because you're building 1% on top of the 1% from the day before and the day before and the day before and the day before, it's over 3,000% of growth over the course of the year. 3,000%. Think about that. Compounding your life in a way of just being disciplined by taking action to build confidence, then allowing that to work each and every day, whether you feel like it or not, whether it's the perfect circumstance or the perfect environment, or whether it's completely wrong. You keep doing the work because on the other side of that is the success you are seeking. You have to look at the small wins and have that track, right? Have that track along the map. If you were just waiting for the goal to celebrate, you were constantly putting yourself down because each and every day you're going to be further away from that goal because you haven't taken the action yet to get started. But if you say, here, can I do the actions? Can I put in the 10 steps that I need to step? And then celebrate that. Because the work and the celebration is in the actions, it's not in the results. You can't choose and determine when the results will show up, but you will know when the results are getting closer by taking the actions. You can celebrate the actions. If you told yourself you're going to do something, did you actually do it? Fantastic. Celebrate the wins today. Understand that your ability to achieve your goals is not built on one big giant step. It's built on the micro wins that you continue to compound day in and day out. All right, that's what I have for you today. This is the Little Orange Podcast. If you do anything for us, go down there and share this podcast with someone who just needs to hear this message. And leave us an honest rating review. It continues to help us get this show out to the people that want to live 100 today. Let's do this.